he didn't play for the Knights in high school, St. Francis head hockey coach Chris Varga fully embraced all of the program's traditions. Here's part 2 of No Days Off.
I really didn't know about the history. You know, I'd talk with Mike during practices and road trips. We'd all ride together, and I just picked his brain and talked, and ended up, just falling in love with how things are ran here. You know, every school's different, and because I didn't graduate here. My brother did, and there was other offers out there in the local area that, I could have went to, but I don't know if I would have got the job, but I wanted to be with my friend, Brian, and I'll always call him my friend. And I actually had his son, Derek, help us out. So we all got along. So we were like the 4 Musketeers. I know 3, but 4, Mike, Derek, Kinsey, and myself. So it just worked out to fall in love with this place. And then when he wanted to resign, and I was his assistant, I was going back to college. And this is a true story. I was talking over with my family, hey, I'm gonna quit St. Francis, Brian's gone. He helped me as a head coach, now I helped him as a head coach. We won a championship in 2011, and I promised Mike I'll stay here as long as we can win a championship, or try to win him a championship. We've won some as players and coaches in other places, and I said it's the most exciting thing you can ever imagine. There's no words to describe it. Everybody has their own take on winning, whether it's a parent, family, friends, but ultimately the player and coach. It's just different because you push each other and you bank on each other and you trust each other for so long, in a short period of time to get the job done. And you have to believe in them and trust them, and they have to do that with you. And I think, I was kind of leaving high school for that, to go to bigger, better things. And I thought maybe the grass was always greener on the other side. So I come in to talk to Mike Marciniak, and I was like, in my mind, I'm coming in, I'm quitting, because Kinsey's gone, I'm gone, get a whole new staff, and let's move on. I promised you a championship, I'd stay. Luck has it, we won, and he sat down and he's like, so what are your plans for next year? And I didn't really say anything. He goes, okay, good, you're our head coach. And I was like, well, I'm kind of, okay. And that's how the decision was made, was just like, okay. So you're coming in thinking something, but in all reality, in life's funny moments, it was probably the best decision I've ever made. It wasn't about money, it wasn't about being a head coach or having a title, because you couldn't get that anywhere. And it was just a friendship that we had.
It's been about a decade and 2 additional state championships later. It never gets old winning a state title, does it?
No, it's always like, it's crazy because everybody starts talking about the state title. You don't want to take anything from anybody's years, to the 15, the 11, and now the 21. Because they all mean so much, and the kids don't realize it. They're just happy they won, and it's such a cool thing, and they get a poster of them on the wall, and their faces are everywhere, and they get a banner, they get a championship ring, and they're thinking all this stuff. But like Chris Dyer and I, my assistant coach, well, actually he's an associated head coach. I put him as an equal, and we're sitting there, and like, what's your favorite ring, or what's your favorite moment? And I go, winning my first championship as a player. And then when you win one for a coach, it's so awesome for the kids. It's like, okay, yeah, I won, but I didn't win it. These kids did. And I'm so glad to celebrate with them. You push them so hard, like I said before, and it really is. My emotions are watching them. If you see when I took the trophy, and it's the first time I actually got the trophy that I remember, and the first thing I did was like get out of the way and give it to the kids. You don't want my face. That's the exciting part. And that's the proud moment as a parent, as a coach, as a dad, because you start bringing your own life, personal life to it. And they just, everybody deserves that one time, And I'm glad all these kids here never won a championship in hockey, maybe in another sport, and I don't think they have, but they finally become a champion the rest of their life. And they know what that means and feels. And you know, some kids are graduating, leaving. You know, in 10 years, you know, they might get married, have a kid, and then they can put that onto their kid about what they did to become a champion. And the ring will always be there forever, wherever you keep it, on your mantle, on your desk, or whatever, at work. You know, it's just an unbelievable trophy to win.